Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sunday Afternoon Baseball here on the USPBL Network. If you're watching on the My Michigan TV pregame show in the stadium, we welcome you to Jimmy John's Field. That's Nick Matthews. I'm Brendan Shabath bringing you the call here today on the USPBL Network. We've got the Unicorns visiting the Mammoths here on Sunday. Nick, last night it was a doubleheader between the Hoppers and the Beavers. Starting at 5:30, we had two games, and if tonight's game, if the pitching resembles anything like last night did for either of these teams, hitters are in for a world of hurt because Harry Orth and Derek Eddington last night put on a show. Double headers, we played two 6-inning games, so it totals 12 innings. In 10 of those innings, it was either Harry Orth or Derek Eddington. They combined to give up just 3 hits, 0 runs, and 17 strikeouts. What a day it was for them. Really fun to watch both of them on the mound in Game 1 for Orth and Game 2 for Eddington.
It really was. It was a great defensive outing for the Hoppers, exactly what they needed to go against this hot Beavers offense, especially in the top 4 of the order, shutting them down very frequently throughout the entire night and getting a lot of Ks in style.
And so the Hoppers win Game 1 5-0 and Game 2 6-0. With the back-to-back losses, the Beavers have now lost 3 in a row, and 5 of their last 6. They're at 18-17 on the season. We talked about their chase for first place with the Unicorns. It's not looking as good now as it did maybe a week ago.
No, it really isn't. They kind of cooled off, and towards this end of August, coming up towards September now, it's tough to get momentum as the games are waning down, and they're trying to make an effort towards the first place spot. The Unicorns are trying to pull away, and maybe they can get a game here against the Mammoths, who have been red hot lately, and they're going to come after them here again today, and they ended up taking the game over on Friday 3-2.
And the good news is, if you're a Beavers fan, the Unicorns did lose one to these Mammoths that we'll see today. These two teams played on Friday. What was a very entertaining Friday night spectacular. We had the fireworks on Friday, and it was a good game, low scoring, good pitching on both sides. Colin Ledbetter was great. 3-2, the Mammoths won that one. We played 8 innings as it was a longer game, and that's due to the low-scoring affair. We did see some base runners and such, but good pitching on both sides.
It was really good pitching on both sides, and Colin Ledbetter, the guy that we've always mentioned, who has had a great season, and all the relief pitchers getting starting spots right now towards the end of the season, passing the baton, as we've mentioned. Colin Ledbetter having a great outing, going 6 innings pitched, 5 Ks on 2 earned runs is something to really take note of as we head to this home stretch, and hopefully he can shed a little bit of momentum on the newcomer Brown today.
And a quiet storyline we're seeing over just the past few days. We haven't had a home run since Thursday. The ball just has not been flying out of the ballpark. 20-plus innings of USPBL baseball without a dinger. Hopefully we see one today. We've got some good power hitters. Obviously, we know what the Unicorns can do. The Mammoths guys, they've been heating up. 2 wins in a row for the Mammoths. Maybe we'll see a long ball or two today.
Maybe some big power, some magic. It's not that big of a day. Like, Sunny isn't really out right now. So it's just one of those days that's a little overcast. Hopefully the rain holds off and the ball can maybe fly out of the ballpark if the humidity up right now.
Today's mound matchup features a newcomer and a guy who's been here for a while for the Unicorns. It's Adam Rigelman, 8 appearances this season, all of them starts. He's been kind of up and down at some points, but good as of late, and he's another one of those guys. We talked about the Unicorns pitching staff. They don't really have a set starter who we think could really go 6 or 7 innings. They really do a team effort, and it's going to be 4 or 5 from the starter, and then 1-1-1-1-1 or 2-1-1-1-1 from the bullpen to really get the job done, and that's worked for them all season long. Rigelman is probably the main guy who can go the longest. We've seen him go 5 innings so far this year. See if he can do that again today.
See if he can, and then if he can't, he's got a great bullpen to back him up and a great offense to help him possibly get the win, even though he might, if he does only go 4, but if he can go 6, he can certainly make a claim for another win in the win column this season.
And for the Mammoths, it's a newcomer on the mound. Brant Brown out of Florida Southern University comes to the USPBL. Got here last year. This is the first time we're going to get to see him. So new territory for the Mammoths, but the newcomers for them have been lights out lately. You think about a guy like Mitch Morales, who's been playing in the infield. He had 3 RBIs in his debut, none of them on base hits, had a bases loaded walk and 2 bases loaded hit by pitches. Sam Loda, the new catcher for the Mammoths, he's 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs and a couple walks. The new guys have really helped their team in just the last week, and as we get to the end of the season here, it's not over till it's over. Mammoths have won 2 in a row. High spirits in the locker room, high spirits in the clubhouse. They know that they can string together some wins and they can beat anybody on any given day.
They really can, and the Mammoths are 3 of their last 4. They got W's, and they are really had the Unicorns number these past few games, and they've all been really tight games, and hopefully they can have another tight win here today and maybe have some offense. Maybe they don't go a tight game. They might push through and have the newcomers like Loda, who's 4 for 6, like you said. He has an extra base hit, too. He's got a lot of pop in his bat, and this could be a momentum shift for the Mammoths towards the end of the season, making a run for 2nd place, maybe 3rd place, moving up the standings here.
As we mentioned, the Mammoths beat the Unicorns 3-2 on Friday night. Hopefully today's matchup is as good, if not better, than that one if you're watching in the stadium. We thank you for being here and hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday on YouTube and Facebook and My Michigan TV on the stream. We'll be back with starting lineups and our Ascension pitcher comparison on the other side of the break. Stick around.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field on Troll Princesses Day here at the ballpark. We've got another Sunday matchup for you. It's the Unicorns and the Mammoths. Today's game is brought to you by Fairy Tale Entertainment and the following: Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, and United Wholesale Mortgage. We thank all of our sponsors for everything they do for the USPBL. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll begin with the visiting Utica Unicorns. Leading off and batting first will be John Hodo. Defensively, he's over at second base. Luis Attilis follows him. They're the double play combination up the middle as he's at shortstop. Batting third is the hot bat Drew Galassi. He'll be out in center field. Noah Childress is the 4-hole and designated hitter today for the Unicorns. Ari Sikopoulos is over at first and batting fifth. Malik Bolin out in left. He'll bat sixth. Alec Brunson, a newcomer, plays in right and bats seventh. Batting eighth and playing third is Adam De La Cruz, and catching today for the Unicorns, rounding out the order, is Matt Parkinson. They're led on the mound by Adam Rigelman. On the other side for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, 3 lefties in the lineup to start: Tanner Thomas, Elijah Brown, and Conor Emmett. Thomas is in center, Brown at first, and Emmett over in right. Houston Parker is the 4-hole hitter. He plays at the hot corner at third. Brian Leaf, the designated hitter for the Mammoths, batting fifth. Greg Vaughn Jr. will bat sixth and play left. Sam Loda has the duties behind the plate in the 7-hole. He's been off to a hot start, 4 for 6 professionally in his first 2 games. Buddy Dwayne Jr. in the 6-hole defensively at shortstop and batting eighth. And Mitch Morales rounds things out at second base, batting ninth. And they're led on the mound today by a newcomer, Brant Brown, who we'll get to see for our first time, and it's his first professional appearance coming from Florida Southern. Should be fun to watch him. Nick Matthews, Brendan Chabath bringing you this call. We thank you for joining us. Nick, your keys to a victory for today.
The keys to the victory is pretty simple for the Mammoths is continue to roll like they have been and keep getting the wins and keep climbing out of the cellar like they have. And then the Unicorns is get back into the win column and find their way in the batter's box because their offense has been a little lackluster as of lately. It's either feast or famine, and they just need to get back into pounding the ball and making the newcomer Brant Brown pay.
Well, we talked a little bit about the lack of home runs in the past few games in the pregame show, and if today's weather is any indication, we're not going to see many today either. Again, 72 degrees and cloudy at game time, and those flags out in center field and in left are both limp. You're going to need to hit the ball pretty hard to get it out of the ballpark tonight.
Definitely, yeah. There's a little bit of blue sky kind of peeking through, but it's just you got to be able to muscle it out of here with the bats today.
Brant Brown didn't give up too many home runs in college. Adam Rigelman has struggled a little bit with the home runs this year. He's given up 6, so maybe there's an opportunity there for some of the Mammoths to hit the long ball. As they announce the starting lineups, the national anthem is moments away. We're going to step aside. We got first pitch for you on the other side of the break.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Every summer, my family loves to have a neighborhood movie night in our backyard. And with my Chevy Blazer, I can head out and get everything we need for a great night. It has plenty of room for picking up friends, and the available hands-free liftgate is perfect for loading unhandy supplies. You know, it may be movie night, but my Blazer is the main attraction wherever I go.
Lease a 2022 Blazer 2LT for just $239 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
And with that, we're ready for baseball here on another Sunday afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the U.S. PBL Network. Let's take a look at some of the numbers and the Ascension pitcher comparison between Adam Rigelman and Brant Brown. Obviously, Brown making his first professional start, so no numbers for him. Rigelman 2-4 on the season with that 5.31 ERA. The strikeouts to walks are pretty good, though, 42-13. In almost 40 innings of work. For Brant, he's a 22-year-old righty out of Venice, Florida. Spent 3 of his college seasons at Florida Southern. 20 appearances there, 13 of them starts. A 6.53 ERA for Brant in 73 innings. 39 walks to 35 strikeouts. Most recently, earlier this summer, was in the Prospects League. Only had 3 appearances there, but good numbers for him. Just 7 hits in 12 1/3 innings and 3 walks to 13 strikeouts.
He's all fired up, ready to go to make his first USPBL start.
For Brant, he features both fastballs, 2-seam and 4-seam, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. Said he talked to Sam Loda and Taylor Jellikowski to get the scouting report on the Unicorns today. He got into town from Florida on Monday, so he was able to be in the dugout and watch the game between the Mammoths and the Unicorns on Friday and pick up a little bit of tendencies on this Unicorns team that he'll face today.
Let's see if he does his homework well.
Hodo, Attilis, and Galassi here in the top of the first. Speed galore.
Absolutely.
In the top 3.
All of them.
Combined between Hodo, Attilis, and Galassi, 16 steals this season.
That's 2/3 of the entire team. Totals for stolen bases.
Should see a lot of speed on both sides today. The Mammoths lead the league far and away above everyone with steals. First pitch at 105 is a fastball inside at 92. Brown's going to sit low 90s. Said he did touch 94 this summer in the Prospects League. Mainly throws the 2-seam to the righties. The lefties, it's the mix of the 4-seam and the changeup, and the slider is his main put-away pitch. Quickly in his first professional at-bat behind 3-0 to John Hodo. Tough guy to face for your first at-bat. 292 average this year for Hodo. Took a little bit off on the fastball there. 88, now 3-1.
Hodo usually bats in the bottom of the lineup, but it's not because of his bat. It's because he's a very good hitter and great discipline, just like we've seen right there. Gets on base a lot.
Hodo takes the walk, and it's a leadoff man on base for the Unicorns. In steps Luis Attilis. Attilis has been arguably one of the best, if not the best hitter in the past 10 games for the Unicorns. Hasn't supplied the power, but the batting average off the charts. 400 plus in the last 10.
finds a lot of open green out there in the outfield.
And that pitch hits Attilis, the slider. So walk and hit by pitch puts 2 on for Drew Galassi, which is the last thing you want to see if you're a Mammoths fan. Base runners in front of this guy. He's sitting on 9 home runs and 25 RBIs this year.
And has a chance to add to that right here.
This will be the first lefty for Brandt. First pitch to Galassi on the ground. It bounced up and ate up Morales. Hodo's going to hold at third. It'll be bases loaded on the infield single.
It's a tough play over there for Morales, and it skipped right up towards his face. It's a good thing he's walking around right now.
Off the bat at 93 for Galassi, and when it takes a wicked hop like that, not much Morales can do. Luckily for him, it didn't skirt into the outfield. At least saves a run, but trouble early for Brant Brown. The 1-0. Fly ball to left. Vaughn is there. Hodo tagging. He'll test the arm. It's going to be cut off by Parker, and Hodo scores on the sac fly. Early 1-0 lead with only 1 down for the Unicorns.
There's just a little test here for Brant Brown, and it's going to happen when you're making your first start, and it's a lot of emotion at once. Just needs to settle in, and it's not an easy test when you have to face some of the first 5 best batters in the league, with Hodo, Attilis, Galassi, Childress, and Sakopoulos, all big names in the USPBL.
And now he will face Sakopoulos. League leader in home runs, RBIs, and slugging. Puts this one out to right. That will drop in front of Emmett. Being waved around is Attilis. The throw is cut off by Brown at first. Attilis scores standing up. Back-to-back RBIs for these Unicorns. It's quickly 2-0. Very different story from Friday's game.
If this is any test to what the rest of the day is going to look like, it's going to be a high-scoring affair. Mammoths also very aggressive around the base path.
Digging in, Malik Bolin. First pitch strike. Bolin playing that new position in left again today. Hits this one on the ground. Parker try to turn 2, goes to second for 1, relay to first. Got him. Twin killing to end what looked like it could have been a very big inning for the Unicorns. Had the bases loaded a couple times. They do scratch off 2. They're quickly up 2-0 on the Mammoths. Put out goes 5-4-3 on the double play. Let's send it to Kara Wolfbauer for our Thrifty Florist Sweetheart of the Game.
Over here in Section 101 with our very own Princess Sweetheart of the Game on Troll Princess Night here tonight. JJR Field General, sponsored by Michigan First Credit Union, went sniffing around and found our friend Kim today, where he gave her this beautiful bouquet of flowers from Thrifty Florist. And she's actually here with her daughter today watching her boyfriend in right field, Alec Brunson. So how awesome is that? So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, let's send it back to you, Johnny.
That's Kara tossing it up to our PA announcer, Johnny G. Let's take a look at the Freaky Fast Facts today, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Disneyland serves 2.8 million churros a year.
I wonder how many Disney World serves.
Yeah, what's the combined number?
Right.
There are over 100 ways to cook an egg. I know one.
Scrambled.
Yeah. Hawaii moves about 4 inches closer to Japan every year. We're losing Hawaii, Nick.
We are losing Hawaii. You know what? Quick math. How many years will it take to get to them being right next to each other.
How far are they right now?
Like 4,000, like something miles. I think I did this math earlier. It's like 260 million years, you know?
Really? Wow.
I think we'll be alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they'll have anti-aging and, life-saving serums. The defense behind Rigelman today, Bolin in left, Galassi in center, Brunson in right, De La Cruz and Sakopoulos on the corners, Attilis and Hodo up the middle, and Parkinson rounds out the battery behind the dish. Here in the bottom of the first, down by 2 runs, it'll be Tanner Thomas, Elijah Brown, and Conor Emmett for the Mammoths. Rigelman, 8 appearances this year. 20 earned runs have come across on his watch, 11 walks to 38 strikeouts.
It'll be Thomas, Brown, and Emmett for the Mammoths.
Rigelman hails from Glenville State College. 21 years old. Spent 4 seasons there. Made 43 appearances, 35 of them starts. He's made nothing but starts professionally here at the USPBL. First pitch to Thomas, in for a strike at 90 on the fastball. For Rigelman, it's a 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. There's also a sinker listed. He's only thrown that less than 2% of the time this year. Hasn't really needed that pitch. The breaking stuff has been good enough. Tipped into the glove for strike 3. 3 pitches and 1 out already as Tanner Thomas down on swings.
Very efficient so far for Rigelman, and now he's got to face a very disciplined batter here, Elijah Brown.
Brown this season, more stolen bases than strikeouts. 21 Ks, 22 for 22 on the base paths. Pitch in for a strike. Rigelman has not missed the zone yet through his first 4 pitches. Brown with 16 walks this year. On the ground, and that gets through the hole past the diving John Hodo out into right field for a base hit.
It was a good poke over to right field, and now another lefty stepping in.
No surprise, another hard hit ball for Elijah Brown, 91 off his bat. He's one of the best in the league at consistently hitting the ball hard. Takes a pretty simple approach. There's another guy who we think can hit it hard, Conor Emmett. Still getting used to him professionally. This is his 5th game. A 4 for 13 start for him. He pops this one up into shallow left. Bolin and De La Cruz converging, and it gets to foul territory. Bolin just can't make the grab on the backhand as he slides down and quickly dirties that uniform here in inning number 1. That's a tough play for any fielder to make, especially a guy who hasn't played in left much, still getting used to that new position. This is only about the 10th time Bolin has gotten the start in left.
It's good effort over there, though.
So we saw 1 pitch, and Brown didn't run yet. Only increases the likelihood that we see him run on the next pitch. It's a pretty healthy lead. Rigelman knows it, throws back.
Yeah, they're going to be keeping a close eye on Brown over there all day today. Brown has a lot of runs to his name, too, so when he gets on, he can score.
No balls and a strike to Emmett. It's a pitch out, and Brown didn't go. They're so conscious of his speed, and they have to be.
Yeah.
He'll turn a single into a triple, a walk into a double, whatever it is. You can pretty much safely bet if Elijah Brown is on the base paths with nobody in front of him, he's going to get into scoring position.
Yeah, he's 6th in the league in runs with 20 of them.
Emmett fouls that one off. 1-2 now. Thought it was funny. The Mammoths, as we've talked about, added their new catcher, Sam Loda, and he's been pretty good. Throughout Adam De La Cruz in this matchup on Friday in a clutch spot late in that game with the Unicorns trailing by a run. Had a back pick against the Beavers on Thursday. Brown and Loda played against each other in college as Emmett pops this one up again, left side, still in foul territory. De La Cruz has room, and he'll make the grab. A nice little play over there for the second out. Anyways, Elijah Brown from Sacred Heart University, Sam Loda from Central Connecticut State, both playing in the Northeastern Conference, played against each other, and Brown was telling me at one point in college he was like 27 for 31 on stolen bases, and, you know, 2 of them he got caught off the bag and was picked off, and another one he slipped, and another one he just made a bad decision. But the only one he truly got thrown out on a good steal attempt was by Sam Loda.
Wow.
Sure enough, now they're teammates. So when Brown heard from his other guys that Loda was going to be the intended replacement for the injured Duncan Hewitt and Nick Caruso, he was right on board, texted Jellikowski, said, hey, if you have any doubts about this new kid, he's the only guy that can throw me out, truthfully.
He's probably happy to have him on his side.
Rigelman will step off 1-0 to Houston Parker. Three home runs for him this year. One of them a grand slam. Came against the Beavers in a doubleheader earlier this year. He would love to hit his 4th right here and tie this game. Fastball under the zone.
We would also like to see it, too, with the home run drought.
Yeah, we've had about 20 or so innings going all the way back to Thursday since we've seen the long ball. There were a couple on both Friday and Saturday that were darn close. Perhaps feet away from the wall. But eventually all of them were hauled in. 3 balls and no strikes on Parker. Fastball, middle. Strike 1. Pretty good pitch, and Parker watched it go by.
He thought he had ball 4 there. He had one shy step over towards first, but then quickly back into the box.
3-1, 2 outs. Still haven't seen Brown go. Oh, the pickoff. Got him, and he was Slate getting back. That's the 3rd out. Rigelman caught him a little bit off balance. He had thrown over twice already since Brown had been on first, and that time the 3rd one was the charm. 2-0 Unicorns after 1.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Back at the ballpark, Brant Brown getting ready for his second professional inning. It'll be against the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, Brunson, De La Cruz, and Parkinson, which could mean good news for Brown as he struggled through the first one. 2 runs on 2 hits, and that's going to be hit number 3. That one's into the gap and down all the way to the base of the wall. Lambert's going to stretch this to a double. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Unicorns. Excuse me, that's Brunson.
It's Brunson's only 6th plate appearance, too, and that's his first extra base hit.
Brunson started his professional career 2 for 4. A walk, still has yet to strike out. That always bodes well. The more at-bats you can get, more games you can go without that. And that's just what this league needs, another Unicorns hitter who's disciplined at the plate.
Right.
De La Cruz, 20 games played this year, 206 batting average. Has been an in-and-out starter. Gets the start today at third base. He played a small and large role in this game on Friday, both at the same time, believe it or not. He sat that game, came in the 8th as he hits this one sky high to left. Vaughn is camped under it. Brunson's going to tag for third and test the arm. The throw from Vaughn, it's in time, and they got him. Negating the leadoff double just like that. There's 2 down on the double play.
That was huge by Greg Vaughn, and even bigger for Brant Brown, who struggled in the first inning but got out of it with only 2 runs come across, and then gets help from his teammate Greg Vaughn Jr. with the gun over there in left field.
So it's an F7 and then 7-5 double play. Quickly 2 down now. First pitch to Parkinson, checked his swing on the slider, in for a strike. Back to De La Cruz, playing both a large and small role at the same time. Didn't play in the game at all for 8 innings. Unicorns down by a run in the bottom of the 8th, which would be our last inning. Parkinson hits this one out to right. That one drops in front of Emmett. He has to pull up on it.
That one sounded a little funky. He might have shattered his bat a little bit. Could be the end of it.
Little bloop single for Parkinson, but De La Cruz came on as a pinch runner in that game with only 1 out, and immediately after being subbed in, tried to steal second and was promptly thrown out by Sam Loda, guy we talked about coming up in a big spot there. That one gets past Loda. He picks that up. Quickly fires it back before Parkinson can go anywhere.
Loda's been having a great weekend, on both sides of the diamond.
Ball and a strike on Hodo. Walked and scored last inning. The leadoff man today for the Unicorns. I've only seen him in this spot 2 or 3 times this season. Fights that one off in on the hands. Pretty good change of velocities we're seeing early from Brant Brown. The fastball has been above 90 every time we've seen. A few he's pulled off once or twice at 88 or 89. Then the off-speed changeups and sliders, mid-70s. 1-2, working inside to the righty Hodo, 88, fouled back. Swing and a miss, down on strikes for the 3rd out goes John Hodo. 2 hits given up, but a big 7-5 double play on the fly out from De La Cruz. They caught Brunson trying to tag, and the Mammoths ended a threat. Still trailing only by 2. They're batting in the 2nd on the other side of the break.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Two 2-0 Unicorns. Mammoths, the home team, batting in the bottom of the second. Adam Rigelman faced the minimum in a little bit of an unorthodox way in the first inning. And a strikeout to Tanner Thomas. Then Elijah Brown singled. Conor Emmett popped out after that. And in a 3-1 count against this guy, Houston Parker, Rigelman picked off Brown over at first to end the inning. So now Parker gets another chance.
Fresh count.
Probably would have liked to just take the last count. Was ahead 3-1. Quickly a first pitch strike from Rigelman.
Right, and then there have been two men on. He drew a walk.
No balls and 2 strikes. Rigelman, the exact opposite of how this at-bat went in the first inning. Fell behind 3-0. Middled a fastball just to get a strike in the count and not walk Parker. Taking advantage of the second chance here. Hootie fouls the 0-2 off. Parker the start at third base today. He's got to be one of the happier people in this Mammoths locker room with the addition of Sam Loda. Chops this one on the ground. High hop for De La Cruz. Jumps and fires. Nice play from the third baseman, De La Cruz, for the first out. But Parker was the emergency catcher for the Mammoths. And when Nick Caruso originally got hurt and they still had Duncan Hewitt, we asked Taylor Jellikowski, who else do you have? Who can catch? And he said Parker did it a little bit in college. And, you know, obviously they were hoping it wouldn't come to that. And unfortunately, a few games later it did when Hewitt hurt his knee as he was slid into in a game.
It was against these same Unicorns, and Houston Parker did a great job behind the dish, covering for Duncan Hewitt and Nick Caruso, and before picking up Sam Loda.
Hard hit by Leaf out into right. We've said that perhaps more than any other hitter this year. Leaf with the first pitch single.
And the Unicorns ended up losing that one to Houston Parker behind the dish, 3-1. It's been pretty tight games between these two teams.
Yeah, Houston is their mainstay in the infield, particularly at third base. Jelly did flirt with some changes. Parker, for the longest time at the start of the year, was at second base. Dwayne was over at third. But with some of the new defensive shifts, Parker's been at third a lot recently.
Leaf gets the DH today.
He sits over there at first. Greg Vaughn Jr. with his first at-bat. Ball and a strike. This is Greg's third season here in the USPBL. The first two were with the Hoppers. 1-1, he takes high. 193 average, 22 games this year for Greg. In his first 2 years, a 247 average with 5 home runs. Was a home run derby guy in the past 2 years. Participated in it this year. 2-1. Little pop fly to center. Galassi comes in about 10 steps to make it 2 outs.
That'll bring up the hot hitter, Sam Loda.
Loda, we talked about his college days at Central Connecticut State, playing with Buddy Dwayne Jr. and against Elijah Brown. He also was a teammate of the closer for the Hoppers that we saw last night, Mike DeSanti, on the Con Wolfpack, an elite travel team. DeSanti we saw last night, and it's rare that we get to say that because we only saw 4 total pitchers for the Hoppers last night, and of the ones that weren't named Harry Orth or Derek Eddington, there was only 2 total innings. DeSanti got the final 6th inning in Game 2 in what was a 6-0 win for the Hoppers. 0-1, Leaf faked like he was going to run and stood there at first.
Yeah, the only other Hopper pitcher to pitch yesterday was Donovan Thacker, and both Thacker and DeSanti did their jobs as expected to get the final outs of the game.
1-1, fly ball, left field. Bolin going back to the track, to the wall. He runs into the wall. It's over his glove and gone. And they'll signal a home run. It's a 2-run shot for Sam Loda. How about this kid?
Absolutely. This guy is just spectacular so far in his first 3 games. He's got 2 extra base hits and now 5 RBIs.
Quickly ties this game 2 apiece with 2 down here in the 2nd inning. The new life and new blood on this Mammoths roster, and he has been a spark plug for them in the last 3 games.
Just what they needed towards this end of the season push.
Boy, that last one for Loda off the bat at 84.9 miles an hour. If we're rounding up, it's a hard hit ball, but statistically it's not going to go in as a hard hit ball. And that might be the only home run we see this year that wasn't hard hit. Pop up from Dwayne to Lewis. Attilis ends the inning, but not after Sam Loda with his first professional home run. A 2-run shot that ties this game.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Welcome back to the USPBL Network. Brendan Shabath, Nick Matthews to give you the call. There's the Westside Woolly Mammoths dugout. It'll be Louis Attilis, Drew Galassi, and Noah Childress here in the top of the third inning, and Brant Brown has had quite the defense so far this game. He's had 2 double plays turned, one of them a ground ball double play, and the other by Greg Vaughn Jr. to gun down a man at third.
So now 2-2 our score after the home run from Sam Loda. Attilis, already a run scored today. He reached in the first on a hit by pitch. Brown works third base side of the rubber, and there it is again. Attilis a little upset after that. He wants to hit the ball. He's been so good at that lately, but he'll be awarded first base for the second time today after getting plunked.
It's twice now in the back.
Brown has been really working that inside part of the plate to the right-handers today. He's cut it close a few times. Luis is the only one he's hit. Galassi 1 for 1 already today. Had an infield single on that hard hit ball to Morales that took a wicked hop.
Drew Galassi quickly approaching 300. He's hitting 292.
Ball and 2 strikes now. Attilis over there at first. He's had a short lead in the first 3 pitches. Doesn't wear the oven mitt today. Usually has that red oven mitt on his left hand that's used to protect base runners, and typically we only see the guys with speed put those on. Attilis got his first stolen base this season in the game on Friday. This one's on the ground to Morales. Not going to have a chance to turn 2. He'll just take the one out at first with Galassi.
That was a smart play over there by Morales because he was heading over towards first base anyway. His momentum was taking him towards first base and get the quick, easy out.
Just not quite hit hard enough on the ground for Morales to feed to second. So now Attilis in scoring position for Noah Childress. Already 1 RBI for him today. He had a sacrifice fly to left that scored Hodo in the first inning. Curveball low and away for ball 1. In for a strike.
Childress hitting clean up today, normally hits 5th. Just rotated Sakopoulos and Childress around in the order.
We're starting to see that more and more as the season winds down. Childress back up the middle. That's going to get right to Morales off a hop. The throw to first. He'll be able to get Childress. A nice play there.
Wow, that was impressive. Looked like Brown wanted to field that one with his bare hand. It just missed, and then Morales with a diving play over there and scooting around and flipping to first for the out.
Back-to-back 4-3 putouts. They can't get the lead runner. Attilis waits over at third now for Sakopoulos. Back to our discussion on some of the changes that we're seeing. Not that the managers didn't play a large role in this entire season, but we're seeing more and more decisions and changes, whether it's a pitching change for matchups or changes to the order in the lineup or defensively, positionally. Swing and a miss for Sakopoulos, quickly behind 0-2. And that's just because the season's winding down. The playoffs are just around the corner.
Morales playing in middle right field right now, and then buddy Dwayne right back up the middle playing Rover.
0-2 outside, and that's one of those changes from the managers that we're talking about, the shift. Taylor Jilikowski shifting against lefties. He puts that second baseman in shallow right. The shortstop, Dwayne, plays on the right side of second base. Fly ball, right field. Way back there to the track, to the wall, and that's out of here. Ari Sakopoulos with his 11th of the year. He responds with a 2-run blast of his own.
That was a skyscraper shot in the air. Let me tell you, that launch angle was perfect.
A 2-run shot for Sam Loda and the Mammoths, and now Ari has his own 2-run, 2-out blast. He reached the double-digit mark with home runs last week, and now he surpasses 30 RBIs on the year. The two he gets with that one are numbers 30 and 31 for him.
It's his third RBI of the day.
One-0 to Bolin. Pounded foul over to third base. Fly ball to center. Another moonshot, but Thomas can get under that one. That'll stay in the ballpark for the third out. Ari Sakopoulos with a 2-run blast. That out is our 5th third out of the game, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. They're 2.5 innings. Unicorns up 4-2 on the Mammoths. It's time to find JJ, the field general, acting as our water boy. Don't see him.
Might be hiding behind his apartment.
He's sitting in there. Doesn't want to come out. We'll throw it down to Kara for our DTE Kid Race the mascot.
Super nervous because he doesn't have his cleats with him, but I think he's going to do pretty great. He's got his Mammoth hat on. He is ready to go. All right. You guys ready? Woolie's ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Take off. There he goes. He made sure to tell me before this that he plays every position in baseball, so I think he's prepared. All right, he's coming home. I'm coming for the high five. Great job, Luke. I'll high five myself. That's okay, Wooly. You did great. All right, thanks, Johnny. Let's send it back to you.
Unfortunately, Luke left Kara hanging, but he does win against Wooly. No surprise there. Rigelman steps back out for the third inning, giving up the 2-run blast to Sam Loda, but now working with a 2-run lead of his own. He'll go against Dwayne Jr., Mitch Morales, and Tanner Thomas here in the third. Excuse me, Mitch Morales, then Tanner Thomas, and then Elijah Brown.
Morales had a couple good plays in the infield in the last inning. See if he can do it with the bat now.
First at bat today for Morales. He's off to a 5-for-25 start in 7 games professionally. Puts that one foul over to the right side. Not quite out of play, but out of reach for Sakopoulos. No balls and 2 strikes. 5 hits already for the Unicorns, 4 runs to go along with it. 3 hits and 2 runs for these Mammoths. Up the middle, off the mound, Attilis is there, fires on the run, makes the play.
Attilis a vacuum over there, as usual.
That'll bring up Tanner Thomas. Struck out his first time up, one of just combined between the two teams, 2 strikeouts so far today.
A lot of contact outs.
Rigelman, not a big strikeout pitcher. Does have 10 per 9 innings. There are a few guys in the league who are up in the teens in that category. 10 per 9 is about where you want to be for a starter, though. And the walks are good for Adam. 3 per 9. Has yet to walk a batter today. 2-1 on Thomas. Puts that one down the left field line. That one's just foul by about a foot. Thomas will have to make the long trek back to home plate.
Boy, that would have been a for sure double, and the way Tanner Thomas was running, he could have stretched that into possibly 3.
He's got the speed, and that one was just softly enough and slicing far enough from Bolin, who was shaded more to the right in left field. And we could have seen a rare triple.
And the guy on deck has 2 of them. Elijah Brown 1 for 1. He's after Thomas.
Now 2-2 swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the day for Rigelman, and they both have come against Tanner Thomas. 2 down. Talking about the triples, every team in the league except for the Beavers has at least 1 this year. The Unicorns have that, just 1. Mammoths have 4, though. This guy's got 2. Brown looks at strike 1. Popped up left side, foul ground, into the bullpen. Nice catch by the bullpen catcher over there. Hey, does that count? Is that an out?
And Bolin's getting a lot of work out there.
He's wearing purple, but that's the Mammoths bullpen, as you see a pitcher warming up over there. That's Jack Parisi, another newcomer in this Westside team. 0-2 on Brown. Out into right. Brunson sees it drop. Brown's 2 for 2 today, both singles into right field.
He's having a good day at the plate. Let's see if he'll run in this at bat. Try to give Emmett something to work with here.
Brown was picked off the last time he got on base by Rigelman. That ended the first inning. And there you see him with the oven mitt. Initial offering is high and away to Emmett. Rigelman steps off. He's paying a lot of attention to Brown, as he did the first time. One-0. Breaking ball, 73 miles an hour. Back door for a strike.
Just broke enough to get the outside edge.
There goes Brown. Fly ball to right field. That's into the gap, and Brunson just makes a play on the run. Nice job. Got a good jump off the bat of Conor Emmett, and that ends the threat.
That would have been a good hit and run if it dropped.
4-2, Unicorns lead the Mammoths after 3.
One thing that makes Detroit Mercy unique and different from other universities is that the faculty truly care about you, and they're always there to help. Whether it's asking questions after class or going into the office hours, they're always there to lend a hand and really make you feel at home.
People are here to work together, and whether like you have a question or you're discussing topics within the class, you can go up to your professor and they know your name. They're just willing to help you become a better overall student.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
Dunham Sports is a proud partner of the USPBL. Big names, low prices, delivering value since 1937.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're gonna be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
So Brant Brown, the starter for the Mammoths, his day is done after 3 innings, gives up 4 runs on 5 hits. And the big one, the 2-run shot from Ari Sakopoulos. Jack Parisi, who we saw warming up in the bullpen last half inning, takes over. Parisi, the right-hander out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Spent 4 years at Spalding in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and then his final season was at Indiana State. This year played for Williamsport for some summer ball, played in the Pioneer League at Grand Junction. Was pretty good there, 30 innings, just 15 earned runs, 12 walks to 27 strikeouts. This is the first time we'll see him in the USPBL.
Couple of fresh faces for the Westside Woolly Mammoths today. Both of them getting starts.
He'll go against Brunson, De La Cruz, and Matt Parkinson. Brunson had a leadoff double in the 2nd inning, but then was promptly thrown out trying for 3rd as he tagged on a fly out to left from De La Cruz. It was Vaughn Jr. who made the nice throw to beat Brunson. He hit that double on the first pitch that he saw in the 2nd. Parisi, the righty, works the middle of the rubber. Breaking ball in there at 83.
Lots of people over there in the Chevy Pavilion.
For Parisi, it's a sinker, slider, slurve, changeup, and curveball. Ball and a strike on Brunson. Fastball 89 off Parisi's glove. Dwayne is there charging on the run, makes a nice play.
It's a good job by Dwayne to get the ricochet off the pitcher Parisi and then finish the play over at first.
Put out goes 6-3 for the first out. We talked earlier about Dwayne, who spent most of this season at third base. He played in the All-Star game this year at shortstop, and Taylor Jellikowski liked what he saw. Said Dwayne looked good, smooth, fast at short, and Buddy's just an athletic person and an athlete all around. He could probably play anywhere in the field. So Jelly's put him at short. This one's hard on the ground from De La Cruz to Morales. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for Parisi here in the fourth.
Middle of the infield so far, getting a lot of work for the Mammoths and getting a lot of put-outs.
3 of the last 4 outs have gone 4-3 on the ground to that man, Mitch Morales. .89-mile-an-hour sinker in for a strike. Popped him up. Shallow center field. All 3 converging. It's Morales who takes charge. 1-2-3 inning in his first appearance here in the USPBL for Jack Parisi. Mammoths trail by 2 runs.
What makes Detroit Mercy so unique is the fact that it's in the middle of Detroit, and especially with their service learning programs, you really get a chance to be a part of the community.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
4-2 Unicorns. They lead it after 3.5 innings of play. Adam Rigelman comes out to face Houston Parker, Brian Leaf, and Greg Vaughn Jr. in the bottom of the fourth. Nick, I'm noticing a pattern here. 2 runs for the Unicorns in the first, none for the Mammoths. None for the Unicorns in the second, 2 for the Mammoths. 2 for the Unicorns in the third, none for the Mammoths. None for the Unicorns in the fourth.
So what you saying?
If the trend continues, we should see 2 for the Mammoths here.
They got a good chance here. They got the middle of the order coming up, 4, 5, 6.
We'll see what Houston Parker can do to get us started. Grounded out to third his first time up, and this is literally his 3rd time at the plate. It's only his 2nd official at-bat, as he was the man at the plate facing a 3-1 count when Rigelman picked off Brown back in the first inning. Checked his swing, appeal to first, no. Two balls, no strikes on Houston. Pounded to third. And again, Parker grounds out to the third baseman, De La Cruz, for the first out.
Another hard chopper over to De La Cruz. First one he had to jump for.
Here's Brian Leaf. We talked a little bit on Friday about how it's kind of all or nothing for Leaf when he swings. Has one of the biggest swing rates of all hitters in the league, and there is a significant amount of swing and miss. He steps into the box in swing mode trying to pound the baseball. The thing for him is that despite the swing and miss, that's balanced out with the fact that he's probably the hardest hitter of anybody in the league on the most consistent basis when he does make contact.
And it's mainly just a feast or famine with him. If it gets a hold one, it's going to go far and fast.
Inside, nearly hit him, 83 with the off speed, 2-1. Leafs 431 slugging is 9th best in the league. He has an expected slugging of 578, which is the 3rd best. It's now 2-2. That one's outside, full count, but like we were talking about, you look at the contact numbers for Leaf. Bottom 5 in almost every category among all USPBL hitters, but then you take a look at average exit velocity, 4th. Hard hit percent, 4th. He takes a walk here. Barrels, 3rd. Barrel rate, he's 1st. If he hits the ball, it's going to be on the barrel, and it's usually hard hit. He takes a walk here, which he just hasn't done a whole lot this year. That's just the 3rd for him.
Someone who has done a lot is this man right here, Vaughn Jr. He's 4th in the league in walks.
Vaughn with 18 free passes this season. First pitch, there goes Leaf, and that's way out into center field. Parkinson sailed it over John Hodo's head. An easy stolen base for Brian Leaf. 4 for 4 on the season for him. Believe it or not, we've played 3 complete innings of baseball, and here in the 4th, that's the first stolen base for the league-leading Mammoths.
One opportunity was cut down after being caught and picked off over by Elijah Brown, and then Brown just didn't go on any other pitches because Rigelman was keeping a close eye on him.
Outside, 2-0 on Vaughn. Guy like Greg, even in a 2-0 count, is probably sitting middle here. In for a strike. He sees 6 pitches in almost every at-bat that he takes on average. We're only halfway there right now. And 2-1. Curveball in for a strike. 2-2. Seen a decent amount of curveballs for Rigelman today. Not a ton. He throws it around 11% of the time, so that's consistent with today. 2-2, there it is again. That one's in the dirt, though.
He will see 6 here. Vaughn very good at working and counting to his favor.
The payoff. Fastball popped up. Does Parkinson have room? Doesn't look like it.
There's a lucky fan.
Boy, he sure is happy to get that one. Always a good feeling. We'll try the 3-2 again. Fastball again, this time on the ground to Attilis. Fires to first. Leaf stuck at second with 2 down now for Sam Loda.
Similar scenario here. Sam Loda with a man on and resulted in a home run in his last at bat.
If he hits a home run right here, I won't know what to do. If he hits a home run right here, he doesn't belong here. And that's saying a lot because this dude hasn't even played 3 complete games professionally yet. Looks at a fastball outside edge of the zone for strike 1. But 5 for 7 in his first 7 at-bats. 2 extra base hits, one of them a home run. And now 5 RBIs.
Yeah. That's crazy numbers.
We've seen catchers all season long not struggle defensively, but it's just hard to get some of these runners. He's already gotten 2. On the ground, diving is De La Cruz, but Attilis is there to back him up. The throw pulls Sakopoulos off. So with 2 outs, the inning stays alive. Loda reaches on the infield single.
Here's Dwayne Jr. with runners on the corners.
Buddy's first at-bat followed Loda's home run. A pop out to the shortstop. First pitch breaking ball outside, 0-1. Loda did steal 5 times in college. Only got caught twice. Probably not in a steal situation here. Dwayne hammers that one foul right past Leaf. And, you know, we were talking just a few minutes ago about Leaf and how he's all or nothing, but when he does make contact, it's roped and usually barreled and pretty hard. And it's basically the same story with Buddy. Does struggle with the swing and miss. But when he hits it hard, he does that. Deep. Left field. Is it fair? It is, and it's gone.
Little bat flip there from Buddy Dwayne Jr. off the Chevy Pavilion.
It's a 3-run blast. He breaks the pattern, and the Mammoths take the lead, 5-4.
We are hoping we had the long ball today, and we got 3 of them so far in this game.
Uh-oh, and this you don't like to see. I think Rigelman and Parkinson were a little bit upset about the bat flip. You saw it there, Dwayne and Parkinson kind of colliding as he got to the plate. There was some drama last weekend when these two teams played. It wasn't between the two teams. It was more the umpires. For those of you that checked in extra innings with 2 strikes and 2 outs and a man in scoring position, Drew Galassi checked his swing on what was strike 3. First pitch to Morales through the infield for a base hit with 2 outs. This inning stays alive for the Mammoths. But Galassi checked his swing. It should have been strike 3 and should have won the game for the Mammoths. Instead, the home plate umpire called a foul ball based on the noise he heard the ball make. It was hitting Houston Parker, the catcher's shin guard. Gave Galassi another chance. He roped a walk-off single that scored Luis Attilis. The Mammoths were not happy about that. But like we said, no drama between the two teams.
Just the situation and the events.
Hopefully that's quickly behind them because we've got a good game right here. 5-4. Pickoff move for Morales. He's in safely.
It's a good pickoff move by Rigelman. Gets it over there quick and on target, too.
There goes the runner. He faked like he could. Now out to center, and Galassi's there. So the 3-run shot from Buddy Dwayne with 2 outs. The second 2-out home run for the Mammoths, third between these two teams, and it's 5-4.
Every summer, my family loves to have a neighborhood movie night in our backyard. And with my Chevy Blazer, I can head out and get everything we need for a great night. It has plenty of room for picking up friends, and the available hands-free liftgate is perfect for loading unhandy supplies. You know, it may be movie night, but my Blazer is the main attraction wherever I go.
Lease a 2022 Blazer 2LT for just $239 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Now it's 5-4 Mammoths here in the 5th. After the Buddy Dwayne 3-run shot, Jack Parisi, who got a 1-2-3 inning in his first inning of relief in the 4th, steps out for the 5th. He'll face the top of the order. It's Hodo, Attilis, and Galassi.
Hodo walking a strikeout today. Well, you can say one thing, Brendan, is we've had a lot more offense today than we've had in the past few games.
Yeah. Already 9 runs today. They're just 4 innings. We had 11 total in 12 innings yesterday. And between these two teams on Friday, it was just 5 combined in 8 innings. A 1 in for a strike. That outside pitch seems to be some leeway with that on both sides of the plate for lefties and righties today. The pitchers are utilizing it. Parisi, the leg kick into the dirt, 1-2. Unicorn scored 2 in the first and 2 in the third. The Mammoths 2 in the second and 3 in the fourth. Hodo, fly ball to right, and that's going to drop in front of Emmett. The right fielders today have been busy, and not in a positive way. They've seen so many singles on both sides to that side of the field.
Yeah, hard hit through the 3.5 hole, or just tailing away loopers like Hodo's hit right there. Attilis hit twice today.
Scored both times. Swinging on the first pitch there, 81 from Parisi. That one's in the dirt. Attilis lays off. 5th inning on the US PBL Network, brought to you by Dunham's. Hodo with speed at first, a moderate lead.
Brown holding him on.
Big swing and miss for Attilis. Against these Mammoths on Friday, Attilis was 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Looks at a ball high. And now it's full. Down by a run, likely see Hodo aggressive at first. Doubt he'll steal with nobody out. Pick-off move, though. John is safely in there. Parisi works from the stretch with the runner on. There goes Hodo, hit and run back to Parisi, and they tell him to just go to first. That he will do. They get the one out there. Hodo now in scoring position at second.
Loda commanding his infielders, telling Houston Parker to get back over to third base because Hodo's got speed and nobody was there manning the bag.
It's a good job by Parisi to field his position. So many pitchers this year have been really good defensively at fielding the one spot. Sometimes that can be a bugaboo for some guys, especially at this level. Focus so much on the actual art of pitching and the velocity, throwing strikes, pitching around hitters, whatnot, that lost art can be the fielding.
Pitchers are fielders too.
1-0 pounded fair to Brown. He's going to have to run quickly to beat Galassi. Flips to Parisi covering.
It's a good job by Brown by keeping it on the island and then getting the out over at first base, and now Childress will step in.
The first out went 1-3. The second out goes 3-1. 2 down for Childress. Hodo 90 feet away from tying this game. Childress represents the potential go-ahead run. Fly ball to right. This is trouble. Emmett going back, and that one drops just in front of the warning track. It scores Hodo easily. Childress rumbling over to second base, and he's in there safely. It's off of Dwayne's glove. Noah stays at second. One pitch, and his second RBI today. It's a double.
It's a tough play over there in right field for Conor Emmett to make over there in the corner, especially when it dies right close to the line.
We often see that opposite side outfielder shade whatever batter to their dominant hand, and that's what Emmett was doing. He was a little bit left of his typical spot over there in right field, and Childress late on the swing, but slicing away. No chance for Emmett to get there. This coaxes a mound visit out of Taylor Jellikowski and the entire infield. Sakopoulos has already done his damage today, and they will intentionally walk him. We saw them do that on Friday. I think Ari knew this was coming. He'd already taken his shin guards and elbow guards off. Jelly's just not going to play with Ari. That's for sure. He's going to take his medicine, bring up the next batter. In this case, it's Bolin. It worked for him last time. Walked Sakopoulos. Mammoths would end up winning by a run.
Just smart because Ari Sakopoulos has just been lights out this entire season.
On Friday, Ari walked twice, was 0 for 2. Besides that, so he's at first and Childress at second after the 2-out double. We've seen so much 2-out run scoring today. Sakopoulos' home run was with 2 outs. Both Loda's and Dwayne's home runs were with 2 outs. Here's Bolin. Fouls it off.
Both these teams very good at, doesn't matter how many are out in the inning, they can still piece it together. Nothing's more demoralizing than a 2-out rally for a pitcher.
Bolin looks at a ball low and outside. He's got 17 RBIs this year. And on this Unicorns team, that's not quite at the top. It would be on some of these other teams, but they've just been that good. 3 home runs for Malik. Slugging the ball at .409. Chases that one, darting out of the zone, and a strikeout ends the inning. But Parisi does give one back, tied at 5-5 on the US PBL Network.
Every summer, my family loves to have a neighborhood movie night in our backyard. And with my Chevy Blazer, I can head out and get everything we need for a great night. It has plenty of room for picking up friends, and the available hands-free liftgate is perfect for loading unhandy supplies. You know, it may be movie night, but my Blazer is the main attraction wherever I go.
Lease a 2022 Blazer 2LT for just $239 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Tied at 5s here in the bottom of the 5th. Elijah Brown, Conor Emmett, and Houston Parker due up for the Mammoths. Brown is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles to right field. Both times he reached, he's been stranded. All 5 of the Mammoths' runs have come via the long ball. 2-run blast for Loda in the second. 3-run shot for Buddy Dwayne Jr. last inning. That was Dwayne's 4th home run.
It's up to 11 RBIs now.
It's now 5 runs on 7 hits for both of these teams. We have yet to see an error. Pitch in for a strike.
Brown was 1 for 3 in the Unicorns game on Friday. He was also one of the runs that came across.
Ropes a single out into center. Elijah Brown is 3 for 3 today. Trying to change his fortune as far as scoring. Like we said, he's been stranded all the first 2 times.
See if Emmett can bring him home, or Brown can get him in position to bring himself home.
Still yet to see a stolen base for Elijah Brown. 22 for 23 now, as he was picked off back in the first.
He only stole 1 bag in the Unicorns game on Friday.
The only stolen base for the Mammoths collectively today belongs to Brian Leaf. That happened last inning. Ended up not mattering much in the grand scheme as Leaf was brought home from third on the home run. Emmett's 0 for 2 today, a pop out and a fly out. Pickoff move, Brown in safely this time. Emmett, a Texan, 23 years old from Colleyville. 3 college seasons at Central Arkansas, where he had 20 home runs and 77 RBIs. A pitch out, and he skies it to center. Glossie's right there and barely has to move.
He hung up there for a while.
I think that was a pitch out. Parkinson came out of his stance. I don't know if Rigelman meant to middle it. Emmett certainly didn't know it was a pitch out.
A little miscommunication still results in an out either way.
Brings up Parker. 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to third base. Brown close again. Rigelman's got a quick move over there, and Brown is just testing his own luck. You know how badly he wants to get over there in scoring position at second base. There he goes. Pitch outside for a ball, and Brown's safe this time.
Yeah, he had definitely a huge lead over at first base, and it just looked like he was going to go. He was leaning towards second base, and he pulled the trigger this time, and he's safe.
I was surprised we didn't see Brown make that same move earlier. A lot of times you'll see runners go the next pitch after a pickoff because it's just not that likely that a pitcher picks off 2 times in a row before delivering a pitch to the plate. So if they move once to the base and you're safe, you can safely assume that they're probably throwing on the next pitch. You can run. The 1-1 now. Parker back up the box. Attilis, Hodo dives but can't get there. Brown's going to score standing up. And the Mammoths take their second lead of the game. It's 6-5.
Just like Elijah Brown, and the Mammoths drew it up. Brown stealing, going to second base, and on a hit from Houston Parker, who's third in the league in RBIs. Brown chugging his way past third and rounded it very nicely down to home plate and slid head first for run number 6.
That's Parker's 22nd RBI this season. Emmett fouls it off. Rigelman working on 73 pitches. He threw 33 of those last inning. We've barely had a 2-ball count this inning, but already a run has come across. 1 on and 1 out. And it looks at that one off the plate inside.
Leaf has reached safely in both of his at-bats, single and a walk.
Both times he scored. Back up the middle. Attilis gets the glove, flips to Hodo. They get 1. Leaf's going to be safe at first. Nice diving play by Luis.
Been an absolute vacuum, and this entire season in this game makes those dazzling plays right out of the glove and gives a quick handshake to John Hodo for being there and getting the out at second base, which would have been a hit back up the middle.
It would have been back-to-back base hits right back at Rigelman. But Attilis robs Leaf of his second hit today. Vaughn ropes one to left. Bolin coming in, and he'll make the grab. Nice to see Bolin make a line drive out. The Mammoths scratch another. 6-5, they lead it as we head to the top of the 6th inning here on the US PBL Network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Jack Parisi ended last inning with his first USPBL strikeout to Malik Bolin. So it'll be Brunson, De La Cruz, and Parkinson due up in the 6th. The last time these three were up, it was a 1-2-3 inning for Parisi. That was his first inning of work back in the 4th. Got 2 groundouts, one to Brunson, one to De La Cruz, and got Parkinson to pop out to Morales at second. First pitch to Brunson outside. He's 1 for 2 today. This is his 3rd game in the USPBL, 3rd professionally. Was 2 for 4, plus a walk before today's contest. Looks at that one low. Brunson, a utility guy. He's only played in the outfield so far. He can catch. He's acting as kind of the emergency catcher for the Unicorns. Golfs that one out into right, and Emmett is there.
Brunson is very much so has barreled it up today. Has doubled another good barreled up ball, but unfortunately right to Emmett.
We've seen a lot of hard hit balls today. Another one right there from Alec Brunson. Pitch into De La Cruz. The offense has just been abundant today on both sides. 3 home runs already in this game.
It's been very fun to watch.
One and one on De La Cruz. Flew out to left his first time up. Grounded out to second in his second at-bat in the 4th inning. We're here in the top of the 6th. Fouls that one back. Two and two now, 6th inning, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank on the USPBL Network. We thank you for tuning in on another Sunday afternoon. Full count now. Orange Juice and Toothpaste on YouTube says go Unicorns. Multi Apples says let's go Unicorns. Choo Choo Boy also rooting for the Unicorns today. That pitch is high on the off speed at 80. And De La Cruz takes his walk. Do have a Mammoths fan on the YouTube. Random Unbreakable says, go WWM. We encourage you to chime in on either chats, Facebook or YouTube.
I love hearing your comments.
Parkinson fouls it back. 1 on and 1 out. 1 for 2 is Matt today.
He's got a single.
He's been one of the best hitting catchers in the league all season long. For the longest time, had an average above 300, the pickoff move. And De La Cruz is safe. Parkinson was well above 300 for most of the year. He's always been a good hitting catcher. A career .351 average in college with a 1.0 OPS. 13 home runs and 52 RBIs. Yet to get a professional home run. This one's on the ground to third. Parker to second for 1. Relay to first, and they turn 2. Parisi faces the minimum here in the 6th.
It's textbook by Parker over at third base.
5-4-3 goes the putout. Unicorns trailing by a run.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're going to be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
Adam Rigelman's day is done. Not the best start for him. 5 innings, 9 hits, and 6 runs. Only 1 walk, but only 2 strikeouts as well. So Austin Calipitro takes over in the 6th. In what's been a high-scoring game, he's going to try to shut down this Mammoths lineup. He'll face the bottom of the order, Loda, Vaughn Jr., and Morales. But the bottom of the order today is responsible for 4 of the Mammoths' 6 runs. Loda's 2 for 2 with a home run. Vaughn had the home run back in the 4th. That scored Loda, Morales, and himself. Austin features a 4-seam fastball, changeup, and slider. It's fastball heavy for him, almost 3/4 of the time. 10 appearances for him this year, only 1 of them a start. The rest all in relief. It totals 14 2/3 innings. Only 4 earned runs given up by Austin this year. He has struggled with the walks a little bit. They're even with the strikeouts, 14 apiece.
Loda 2 for 2 today, single and a 2-run shot. So Homer came back in the second inning.
One ball, no strikes on Sam. 6 for 8 since he became a pro. 2 balls, no strikes. Loda's already worked 3 walks as well. Showing good discipline. Good and clutch hitting. He's been good defensively. Ropes that one. Foul home run distance all the way back to the Chevy Pavilion. Loda hit it about 350.
That looks pretty good.
Boy, chilly day for some ice cream.
It's always time for ice cream.
That one's out to right. Dropping, just foul. Brunson made a sliding play, but was half a second too late.
Heck of an effort over there. Both outfielders, Bolin and Brunson, diving for foul balls.
Both unsuccessful. That's 2 long strikes in a row for Loda. Makes it 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Calipitro gets a big one to start the bottom of the 6th.
That was huge. Cooling off the jets of Sam Loda.
Saw a little fist pump from Austin, and that had to feel good after probably thought he gave up a home run at first as he was behind 2-0 to Sam to start the at-bat. Swing and a miss for Dwayne.
Big cut there from Dwayne.
Tips that one, but it's 0-2. Starting to see a little wind now. That flag in center field blowing out to the left. Favorable to the righties. Just missed it outside for Calipitro. One, two, out to right. That's going to drop in fair territory for Buddy. Brunson scoops it up as Dwayne heads to second. Throw is cut off by Hodo. Buddy Dwayne's got 2 extra base hits today.
He's having a heck of a day at the plate. Really putting the barrel on the ball. One going to left field and out of the yard, and the other one going down the opposite line into the corner.
That's what we talked about for Buddy. When he does put the barrel on it, he can hit it pretty hard. Adrian Guzman will come out, talk with Austin and the rest of his infield. Maybe not the rest of the infield. Looked like Attilis was going to get in there. Instead, it's just the catcher, Parkinson, along with Calipitro. So it'll be Morales. He singled back in the 4th. Change up in there for a strike.
Mitch Morales has had a pretty good day defensively being a wall over at second base for the Mammoths.
Another changeup, fouled back, 0-2. Austin's last time out was Friday against these Mammoths. Only faced 4 batters. Struck out 1, walked 2, and gave up a hit. That was a day in which we saw 6 pitchers on the mound for the Unicorns. The 0-2, Buddy goes to third.
Good read over there by Buddy Dwayne Jr.
Pitch was outside for a ball. Parkinson wasn't even going to try to throw down. The throw to third has been unsuccessful for the most part this year for Matt. It's just a tough play for the third baseman to make and to get over there in time. Some of those have gone into left field.
It's also tough when you have a right-hander in the batter's box.
1-2, swing and a miss. That's the second out. Parkinson will complete the strikeout over to first and quickly get back to home plate so that Dwayne can't even think about trying to score.
Another mound visit here for the Utica Unicorns.
This time Jim Essien will come out, and that likely means that Calipitro's day is done after getting 2 outs. He'll toss Skip the ball. We'll head to the bullpen. Jean Montaner will come out for the Unicorns, trailing by a run. 2 outs, runner on third is what he inherits here in the bottom of the 6th.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA councils.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward.
Jean Montaner takes over here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 down. Lefty on the mound for the Unicorns. Montaner's mixed his appearances this year between starting and relieving. It's not his intended walk-up song. It's just the music they're playing for the pitching change. But you see Attilis getting down to the Cupid Shuffle. It's some jabs from his teammates, I think. I know this song is going to affect Montaner on the mound, likely in a good way. He says he's one of those guys who just is so easygoing and has so much fun out there. And he's even said before, yeah, all the time I'm on the mound and I'll pitch to whatever song was playing or was stuck in my head. And his rhythm is kind of with the pace of whatever song he's got in his mind.
I like that. That's super cool.
16 appearances this year for Jean. 7 of them starts. Holds a 4-1 record, 38 1/3 innings of work. First pitch in the lefty-lefty. Outside to Tanner Thomas. 2 lefties wait behind Tanner, Elijah Brown and Conor Emmett. Those 3 are the only 3 in the lineup today for the Mammoths. Thomas jumps on that one, but too early, and it's foul. Montaner, 15 runs, 14 of them earned this year. 14 walks to 43 strikeouts. His 43 Ks are 6th best in the league.
Opponent's only hitting .201 against him.
1-1. Breaking ball misses. His ERA of 3.29 is in the top 10 of all pitchers. Four-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider for Montaner. Two, 1, and that's the curveball in for a strike. Slider the least used of the three off-speed pitches, curveball the most. About a fourth of the time, Thomas will step out of the box. Thomas swings and misses. Strike 3 and out number 3. All strikeouts, or all outs this inning coming on strikeouts. Two of them belong to Calipitro, the other one to Montaner, and they end the threat. Still down by a run. Unicorns batting in the 7th.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Shake it off here at Jimmy John's Field means we're ready for the 7th inning. Jack Parisi has been impressive in our first chance getting to see him. 1 run on just 2 hits, a strikeout and a walk. And I think the impressive thing is how long he's gone. He's already faced 12 batters, and he's out here to start the 7th.
He's certainly been putting on a good debut.
Right now sitting on 35 pitches. He'll face the top of the order, Hodo, Attilis, Galassi. Faced the minimum last inning after getting a 5-4-3 double play from Parkinson after the walk to De La Cruz. The other 1-2-3 inning that Parisi had was his first inning in the 4th. Hodo is the one who singled and scored against Parisi. The other hit coming from Noah Childress.
Childress had a double. Down the right field line.
Quickly 2-0 as Parisi taps the rosin bag. Works first base side of the rubber. Fastball in there for a strike. Parisi with that kind of rocking motion on the rubber before he makes his delivery. An unusual delivery. Swing and a miss. Hodo fell for the slider. And that's out number 1.
That was a good variety of location there for Parisi and getting the leadoff man, Hodo, out.
Attilis 0 for 1. reached twice and scored twice, both hit by pitches in his first 2 at-bats. Slider missed above the zone.
It sounded good.
86 on the 2-seam from Parisi. He's had to come from behind in a lot of counts today. Got that call. That one's fouled back. In on the hands, Attilis spoils another. Coming up next week here at the USPBL on Wednesday the 17th, it's another oldies night and peanut-free night here at Jimmy John's Field. Up the middle, Morales on the backhand, across his body, makes the play. It's 2 up and 2 down.
Morales over there has been busy all day. Been very effective for this Mammoths defense.
It's Unicorns and Hoppers on Wednesday. On Thursday, that's the big day of August. The Budweiser Clydesdales are going to be here. It's also Utica School's Back to School night and Superheroes night. That's Mammoths and Unicorns again on Thursday the 18th. Clydesdales will only be here prior to the game. If you want to see them, please plan to arrive at the ballpark at 6 p.m. to see those amazing creatures.
Have you ever seen one up close?
I have not. I've seen, obviously, horses, and I've been on, like horse-drawn carriages and stuff before, horse rides around town, but not a Clydesdale.
Let me tell you, I've been here a few years, and I've seen the Clydesdales come to Jimmy John's Field, and they are a lot bigger than you would expect.
Yeah, they're huge.
Video of them prancing around does not do them justice. They are colossal.
August 19th, Friday is fireworks night, as is every Friday. The 20th, Detroit Pistons night at Jimmy John's Field. How about that? Go Pistons.
Go Pistons.
Season inching around the corner as we head towards the fall and soon enough winter. Full count on Galassi. 2 down in the inning. Swing and a miss. Parisi strikes out 2. Retires the side in order here in the 7th. Might be his last inning. He's had a good outing in relief today. Now it's time for the middle of the 7th. And Nick, you know what that means. Stretch those muscles and those vocal cords.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Genesis Credit Union. It's 6-5 Mammoths here on the USPBL Network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Montaner came out last inning and immediately struck out Tanner Thomas to end the sixth, with Buddy Dwayne Jr., the runner, threatening over at third to add some insurance to a one-run lead right now for the Mammoths. They're batting in the seventh. It'll be Brown, Emmett, and Parker.
Brown's had a great day at the plate so far, 3 singles.
Scored on his single back in the fifth on the RBI from Houston Parker.
He got into scoring position off of a stolen base and wheeled around third to slide home head first and get the run. He shows bunt. Wow.
Haven't seen too many bunts this year. It's just not really practical for a developmental league like the USPBL. Most players and scouts want to see guys get hits. But with the speed like Brown, that's something you can always showcase, and a bunt is an opportunity to do that. The 1-1. Curveball breaks into the zone. Nice pitch from Montaner to get the second strike. 7 hits and 5 runs for the Unicorns. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Mammoths. Pounds this one on the ground. And for the first time today, Elijah Brown does not reach.
It's a sigh of relief for Montaner to not have him around the base path.
Yeah, Brown is one of those runners. Obviously, any runner is a distraction to the pitcher. You have to change whether you work from the windup or the stretch often and how quickly you deliver the ball to the plate. And with Brown, it's even worse. That one hits Emmett. Curveball couldn't come across that time for Montaner. So just as we're talking about him not having to worry about the distracting Brown, Emmett gets to first base. Emmett new to the league. He's already tried to steal a couple times, unsuccessful in both. Probably not going with a 1-run lead here. Jim Essien comes out. And the Unicorns are going to go to the bullpen. Calipitro comes in the bottom of the 6th. Faces 3 batters. Montaner comes in for him with 2 outs in the 6th. Gets the final out, faces 2 more batters, and his day's done. It'll be Perry Bewley on the other side of the pitching change.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Jim Essien just wanted Montaner to face the 3 lefties in the Mammoths lineup. He did that. Got 2 of them out. Thomas on a strikeout. Brown on a ground out. Emmett was hit by a pitch, and he sits over at first with 1 out. And now it's Perry Bewley's turn out of the pen.
He's going to face Houston Park, and Brian Leaf's on deck.
Bewley, 18 appearances this year, all in relief. A 1.44 ERA in 25 innings. Has only given up 4 earned runs. Strikeouts 39 and the walks just 9. Bewley's been lights out for most of the year. Was not a spring training guy. Got here from Ashland, where he went to college, a little bit after the start of the season, but has essentially been here almost all year. And he has been really good. Swing and a miss, 83 on the slider from Bewley. It's a 4-seam slider and changeup. And 93% of the time, it's the 4-seam or the slider. Parker's 1 for 3. Had an RBI single in the 5th. Fastball, foul.
That looks very familiar over there. De La Cruz should play a little more towards the bag for Parker.
He's already grounded out that way twice today. Bewley's fastball, one of the best in the league. Averages 91 miles an hour. Gotten as high as 94. He's got tight spin, one of the best spin rates on both his fastball and slider in the league. The 0-2. There goes Emmett, trying for a third time. The throw down.
Call is
doesn't matter. It hit Parker anyways.
He does that so frequently.
For Houston Parker, that's number 15. 15 hit by pitches this year. Far and away the league highest. So it's back-to-back hit batters for the Unicorns. Montaner plunked Emmett. And then Bewley caught Parker in the 0-2 count.
Luckily for Parker, he was down 0-2. Gets life on base.
Brian Leafs had a good day today. Reached in all 3 appearances. In the 5th inning, it was on a fielder's choice. In the 4th, a walk. He would score. And in the 2nd, it was a single brought around on the Sam Loda 2-run shot. Now 0-2. Looks like Leafs in swing mode again. Swing and a miss. Slider got him. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Bewley. That's the 2nd out.
Strikeout number 34 on the year for Bewley.
Bewley, another guy we saw on Friday against the Mammoths. Only faced 2 batters in that one, both of them strikeouts. We talked a little bit earlier about the manager's decisions becoming more important and more frequent as the season winds down, and Jim Messian is no different. Very matchup heavy, deciding who he pulls out of the bullpen. Bewley has actually been better against lefties than righties this year. But he's been better against righties than Montaner has. So that's why he comes in. Righties hitting just 204 against Perry. The lefties 171. He likely won't have to worry about them. Trying to stave off some insurance runs from the Mammoths. 1-2 on Vaughn. Checked his swing, and he went. Back-to-back strikeouts for Perry. Bewley only threw 1 ball in that inning. And he ends the threat. Still 6-5. It's been that way since the 5th.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're gonna be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
Jack Parisi with 4 good complete innings of relief. Just 1 run on 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts for him. He'll get some rest as Tyler Richley takes over in the 8th. It'll be Childress, Sakopoulos, and Bolin. Middle of the order for the Unicorns.
Richley has struggled with the walks this year. 25 Ks on 18 walks, but kept the opponent average to sub 200.
His walk rate and strikeout rate pretty much balance each other out. A walk rate of 30th, that's in the bottom 5 of the league, but the strikeout rate of 16 per 9 is league best. 25 Ks in just 14 innings this year for Richley. 13 total appearances. Childress checks his swing. Appeal? No, he didn't. Seven runs, all of them earned for Tyler. Out to center. Thomas going back. Back a little bit more, but he makes the grab. So the 7 runs in 14 innings equals a 4.5 ERA for Richley. He holds a 4-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider. Uses all of his pitches a fair amount. The curveball is his main off-speed. Changeup and slider he disperses evenly. Sakopoulos didn't like the call. It's in for a strike. Richley, go ahead.
He's having himself a great day. He really is.
Ari has reached in every plate appearance. Had the single with an RBI in the first, the 2-run home run in the third, and got intentionally walked in the 5th. He faces a 1-1 right here. In for a strike. Ari batting on the left side, so that means it's a changeup for Richley. He exclusively throws the changeup to lefties and the slider to righties. Curveball will go to either side. One-two, swing and a miss. Sakopoulos down on strikes, and Loda will complete it with the tag.
That was a huge out, and the first time they retired Sakopoulos all day. Much needed out.
Strikeout number 26 for Richley. Nicknamed Rickles by his Ball State peers. 6 appearances there this past year. Each just 1 inning. Similar numbers as far as walks and strikeouts. 10 Ks in just 6 innings is pretty good, but 4 walks as well is a little bit higher than you'd like. There's a base hit for Bolin through the left side.
It was a good rip by Malik.
Brunson has hit the ball hard in 2 of his 3 appearances. Only one of them resulting in a base hit. It was a double in the second. Pitch in for a strike. That curveball misses well high and outside.
Just didn't bend enough.
We've seen a few guys struggle with the curveball as far as the release timing this year, and that tends to be the result. Well off the plate. Brunson out in front of the off speed at 76 and foul. A ball and 2 strikes. It's been a chilly day all day, overcast. We've avoided the rain. Temperature has gone up 1 degree since first pitch. 73 here in downtown Utica.
We'll take it, though.
Swing and a miss. Richley gets the 3rd out on strikes to Brunson. Gets a fly out and 2 strikeouts. And the Unicorns have been quieted for a while now. Just 5 runs for them. Last time they scored was in the 5th inning. Same for the Mammoths, but they hold the 1-run lead.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born is a diver's watch. The challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. It's Perry Bewley back on the bump, who took over for Jean Montaner last inning. Montaner had a strikeout, ground out, and a hit by pitch. Come in to face the lefties on this Mammoth order. Bewley hit a batter and then struck out the last 2 to get it out of the inning. Tyler Richley had a great inning for the Mammoths last inning, recording 2 strikeouts, doing what he does best. It'll be Sam Loda, who's had a great day at the plate so far today, 2 for 3 with a single and a 2-run shot back in the second. It's Loda, Dwayne Jr., and Morales. Some tough batters to face in the bottom half of the order for Perry Bewley. First pitch is a ball.
The 1-0. In for a strike with the slider. Swing and a miss. 92 on the fastball from Perry. Been really impressed with how good Bewley's been all season long with essentially just 2 pitches. The fastball and the slider. That one gets over the glove of a diving De La Cruz for a leadoff base hit for Sam Loda. Boy, 3 for 4 today. 2 runs scored, a home run. And he's on base again.
He continues to prove himself.
Now here's Dwayne. He's already homered in this one. 2 hits for him today, a double last time. Fastball for a called strike on the outer edge.
Yeah, that one was off the Chevy Pavilion out there in left field.
Remember the first time I saw Dwayne in spring training. They were taking BP. That was about 10 days before the season started. And saw this big guy with the long hair. That long curly blonde hair that he has. And the first pitch he saw, in BP mind you, but still cranked it over the pavilion. And I said, wow, that guy's going to be a home run hitter. He's got 4.
He was in the home run derby, too.
When he hits them long, and he hits them far. Two-one. Hard hit on the ground. Attilis to Hodo to Sakopoulos. Double play.
Good double play situation for Perry Bewley and converts on it.
Put out goes 6-4-3 to bring up Morales. He's 1 for 3. It's been a good addition defensively over there at second base for the Mammoths. Talked a little bit earlier about a lot of the new additions they've had. Some arms in the bullpen, some bats. That bat breaks, but it's over the glove of Sakopoulos. It'll die a hero. Morales is going to try to stretch this into 2 as it's the long run for Brunson. The throw to second. Not in time. He's safe.
Good burst of speed by Morales there. And stretching that loop double down the line. There's the shattered bat. Dies a hero. And finds his way on second base here with 2 outs.
So now the lineup flips over. It'll be Thomas. And we don't see Jim Essien coming out, so he'll let Bewley face at least one lefty with 2 outs. Been a long, tough day at the plate for Tanner. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Trying to avoid the sombrero here. One. Slider for a strike. Two home runs, 16 RBIs for Tanner. This would be a good spot for number 17. Get some insurance. No lead is safe against these Unicorns. We'll have their last chance in the 9th. This one's on the ground to Hodo. Plays it on a little late hop and gets the out at first. So it'll be just 1 run lead for the Mammoths as we head to the 9th. Last chance for the Unicorns. They'll have De La Cruz, Parkinson, and Hodo due up.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
It'll be Kyle Bischoff in another save situation, up by a run here in the top of the ninth. And that's no surprise to see him out here. His 4 saves are the league best. And that number is no surprise either, given what he did at Michigan State in this past year. He had 12 saves for the Spartans. It was a third-team All-Big Ten selection. Those 12 saves were second on Michigan State's all-time single-season saves list. The best was 13.
It's quite a feat for him.
He did that on objectively a bad baseball team. Only 24 wins for Michigan State in this past year. Struggled through much of the Big Ten season, and Bischoff in part responsible for half of those wins, at least saving them.
Hometown boy out of Macomb, Michigan.
First pitch, 93 in for a strike, and that's where Bischoff succeeds. It's with the velocity. He's had his ups and downs this year. Has given up a home run. 12 2/3 innings of work. This one's through for a base hit. De La Cruz fights off the fastball. Check that. That was the off-speed, the slider.
That's exactly what the Unicorns needed, though. Put a man on with nobody out here in the top of the ninth. Try to tie this game back up.
So De La Cruz is the tying run. Parkinson would be the go-ahead. The big news of late for Bischoff is what he did his last time out against these Unicorns on Friday. Through the fastest pitch we've seen in the USPBL all year, 96.2 miles an hour, according to the flight scope radar.
It's pretty good numbers.
(1-0), 93. That's where the four-seam fastball sits. We mentioned that max of 96.2. Does have a slider that he throws a quarter of the time. Changeup less than 5%. Falling behind here to Parkinson. 3 balls, no strikes. Walk's a bit of an issue for Kyle. 8 this season, 13 strikeouts. He walks Parkinson on 4 pitches, brings up the top of the order with only a 1-run lead and no outs.
It's not going to get any easier for Bischoff since there's a lot of speed and power coming up.
Bischoff has at least 1 blown save this year.
What he needs right here is a strikeout and a double play to get out of this.
That's 5 straight balls for Bischoff on the 1-0 to Hodo. one's in for a strike. Infield at double play depth. Kyle could use a ground ball here. He gets more ground balls than fly balls, almost 40%. That's above league average. He has given up one home run this year. Hodo skies that one foul and out of play. That home run came against the Unicorns. It was Drew Galassi just over a week ago. De La Cruz waits at second. He had a single to right. That's Parkinson over at first after the walk. Hodo on the ground, through the infield past Morales. De La Cruz is going to be waved around. The throw from Emmett. It's up the line, and we've got a tie ball game. It gets past. Parkinson's coming home. He's going to score.
Huge turn of events here for the Utica Unicorns. A little dribbler that gets by Morales and a wild throw.
Jonathan Hodo comes up big again for the Unicorns. He had the walk-off hit in the championship last year against the Diamond Hoppers. And a 2-run double makes it 7-6. Might be ruled an error. The throw from Emmett was high and up the third base line, and it sailed to the backstop and really took a bad hop for Loda towards the third base dugout where the Mammoths are this game. That allowed Parkinson to score. So the third blown save for Bischoff this year, and just like that, the Mammoths trail by a run. They've been leading since the 5th inning. Attilis, 2 nasty swings and behind 0-2.
How's this for offense? We wanted it today, and Utica Unicorns have 10 hits, and the Mammoths have 12.
We've seen the long ball today. 2 for the Mammoths, 1 for the Unicorns. 0-2 to Attilis. Spoiled foul. That gets back and out of play. Likely just 1 RBI afforded to Hodo after Parkinson came around on the errant throw. He sits at second. High and inside, boy. Guy who's already been hit twice today probably doesn't love to see that high and tight 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Make you feel a little uneasy.
Spikes the slider. Loda did a nice job to pounce on that one and keep the speedy Hodo at second. Bischoff works the first base side from the stretch. On the ground to Morales. Throw to Brown. And the Unicorns, with 2 down, still holding the lead. Hodo was able to get over to third. Check that, 1 down. And now Jelly's going to come out. There is action in the Mammoths bullpen. See if Jelly takes the ball from Bischoff. Doesn't look like it. He's got to face Galassi here. And a small sample size, just 16 at bats, but 6 for 16 lefties hitting .375 against Kyle.
We'll certainly need to get more data to make that a little bit more concrete.
Opponents in general hitting above 300 against Bischoff, 333. Infield is in to hold the runner Hodo on any ground ball. One-0, big swing and miss. 93 on the gun from Kyle. This is where Drew has excelled all year in the clutch spots. He's 1 for 4 today. Had a single in his first at bat, a couple ground outs and a strikeout, and he's behind 1-2.
Yeah, if he can get a looper over the infielders' heads, he'll score Hodo for sure.
Outfielders, except for Tanner Thomas in center, are deep. Swing and a miss, big strikeout, just what the doctor ordered for Bischoff. Golossian back-to-back at-bats down on strikes.
Infielders now going back to their normal depths.
Childress has had a good day as he digs in. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Excuse me, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. First pitch, high bounce to Parker. And over to first. The Mammoths give up 2. They trail by a run. We head to the bottom of the 9th. It's been a good ball game here on the USPBL Network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Unicorns trailed in this game for a long time. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. The Mammoths, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth gave them a 6-5 lead. It held there for innings 6, 7, and 8. And in the top of the 9th, their last chance, the Unicorns scratched 2 and take the lead 7-6. So Keon Taylor steps up in the bottom of the 9th in a save situation.
Here's a man that the Westside Woolly Mammoths would love to have at the plate right now, and it's Elijah Brown, who's 3 for 4 today with 3 singles. And if he can get on, he can potentially tie this game up.
Behind Brown is Conor Emmett, Houston Parker. On the bench available for Jelly is Connor Bagneski and Wade Weinberger, both left-handed bats, which is important because Keon, the right-handed sidearm near submarine, has been outstanding against righties this year. First pitch to Brown, swings and misses. The arsenal is pretty simple for Taylor, sinker, slider. He does have a changeup and a two-seam, but those combined for less than 5%.
We just saw the standings of what's going on in the USPBL. Mammoths in 4th currently with 13 wins and 20 losses, and then the Unicorns obviously with 22 wins, the only one in the 20s so far.
Out to center, Galassi's got to come in, and he won't get there in time. What a day for Elijah Brown. 4 for 5, 4 singles, did score a run in the 5th, and he represents the tying run.
Keon Taylor's going to have a close, sharp eye on Elijah Brown.
We talked about the righty-lefty splits. Righty sitting just 179 against Keon. Lefty's 250. First pitch to the lefty. Emmett is outside with the sinker. Infield and outfield play Emmett straight up. 1-0 out into left. That's going to drop in front of Bolin. No, he makes the grab. That one looked like it was going to die, and it just held up a little bit longer, and that's 1 out.
It's a good break for Keon Taylor. That one keeping a sharp line towards Bolin and him able to run in and make the play.
Even with the lefties on the bench, Houston Parker will still bat here in the bottom of the 9th, and that's no surprise. He's got 4 home runs this year, 22 RBIs. That's best on this team. Taylor works Brown back.
If you're Houston Parker, you want to see Elijah Brown move up on a stolen base to get him in scoring position for you to drive him on a base hit.
Brown stays. It's a swing and a miss for Parker. And this is where it would maybe be good to have some signs. We've talked about that in the past, usually earlier in the season. There isn't much usage of signs between managers and players in the USPBL. There just isn't much of a need for it. Parker in swing mode behind 0-2. But the last thing you want is to send Elijah Brown to try to get into scoring position, and Houston Parker line out or fly out in a spot that Brown can't get back to first, and they get doubled up to end this game. Parker behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Brown stays at first. Thought about swinging. It gets past Parkinson, and Brown's going to get in scoring position anyways. The tying run now at second base, and the fastest player on the field.
Fastest player on the field, and had a, early in the season at least, tagging up sac fly, potentially game-winning sudden death win, got gunned down by Blake Porter of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Parker fights off the 1-2.
If Brown can move up another bag, that could be another potential situation where it could be a sac fly.
Taylor steps off. Barring a substitution, Leaf would be next. Hodo holding Brown on at second. There's the pitch, and a line to Hodo. He makes the grab. Nice play for the second out. Almost certainly scores Elijah Brown if it gets past Hodo. And he was already holding Brown on at second base and was able to get back over there before that one could drop.
A great knock there by Houston Parker, but an even greater catch by John Hodo. Otherwise, that would have been possibly extra base hit for Houston Parker and possible throw down to home for Elijah Brown.
Parkinson and Taylor discussing the game plan to get this last out. It's all up to Leaf. Mammoths have left 9 base runners on the paths today. Big swing and a miss on the slider. Those might come back to haunt them if Leaf can't come through here. That one's outside. Big spot for Leaf, a guy you like having up at the plate. If you're a Mammoths fan, just hope he can be disciplined enough to wait for his pitch. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Taylor sped him up with the sinker, 86, after back-to-back sliders. And now down to their last strike.
There comes the crowd.
Unicorns fans cheering Keon Taylor on. They've been trailing since the 5th. 2 in the 9th gave them the lead. Inside, got him, strike 3, rings him up looking. And the Unicorns, with a gutsy come from behind win, they score 2 in the top of the 9th and top the Mammoths 7-6.
This was a great comeback for the Utica Unicorns, and to get them back on top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths, who have had their number recently, and then good outing for the bullpen and finishing it off here.
It was an impressive game for both squads offensively. Parisi had a 3-run home run. The Mammoths had 2 home runs of their own. Dwayne had a 3-run shot. Loda had a 2-run blast. We saw a total of 13 runs come across, and Nick, when we thought probably wasn't going to be a lot of offense today just because there hasn't been much lately, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, it was the complete opposite, and thankfully it was the complete opposite because it was exciting to watch through and through to the end. Both teams coming alive here in the Sunday game. Little lackluster day for the weather, but definitely a lot of fireworks on the field.
Unicorns move to 23-11 with the win. Mammoths fall to 13-21. We're going to send it down to Carol Wolfbauer for our interview on the Detroit Mercy postgame show.
Thanks, Johnny. All right, everybody, I'm here with our Lombardo Homes player of the game, John Hodo. So, John, coming up at the top of the 9th, you had that big hit that got you guys the RBI. You had that clutch catch right at the end. And I know they talk about it all the time. Last season, you had an amazing hit in the championship game. So take me through your mentality in these situations.
Oh, it's just something that you work for in the off season, just all year long, just wanting to be in that moment and just be able to come through for your team. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, obviously you have all these amazing teammates here cheering you on. So what is their mentality like as you guys are heading into the final stretch of this season?
Oh, they got the same mentality, you know, just next man up. Like it could have been anybody. That game could have went any other way. But, you know, got a great team, and, you know, we just go out there and just do the best that we can and just try to just get wins.
All right, well, great job tonight. Thank you guys so much for putting on a great game for everyone here. And thank you guys so much for tuning into the broadcast tonight or being right here in the stadium. We'll see you guys next time at Jimmy John's Field.
That's Carol Wolfbauer with our Lombardo Homes player of the game, John Hodo, as he has the game-tying RBI and eventually game-winning hit in the top of the 9th to bring 2 runs across for the Unicorns. Nick, your final thoughts on a good game today?
Definitely it was a great game all through and through to the end. Both sides of the field, both sides of the team, both teams. The Westside Woolly Mammoths just couldn't be able to close it out with Kyle Bischoff and the blown save, but the Utica Unicorns coming in and at the 11th hour and closing it out here with their offense, as usual, coming through with their big bats.
That's our final game of the week. Our next broadcast, 7:05 on Wednesday. These Unicorns take on the Hoppers on Oldies Night and Peanut Free Night. We hope to see you there. For my partners, Nick Matthews, and everyone else, a part of our outstanding crew here on the US PBL Network, we thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brendan Shabath, and we'll see you next time.